Oh, 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 oh. Mm-mm. Ooh, 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 ooh. My mom told me that I didn't look like I was having fun in the last couple episodes.
Really?
So I'm here to really dial it up to 10
Wow. This
and
is the
give
fun episode.
and give a big
Mrs.
you to
Kong.
my mom. Yeah, that's right. I can't cuss in the first minute, otherwise YouTube will penalize me. But
And your
you
mom
to
might
my
think
mom.
we're not having fun.
In what?
And your mom might think we're not having fun
Yeah,
if we
mom, I'm
cuss.
just here to let you know I'm having a good time.
No,
okay?
this is going to be a really fun episode.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun.
And
No, we do have a jam-packed episode. We're talking about the Reddit IPO.
It was going to be a bad episode until you told me that. Honestly, it was like stinker incoming, but now that
Yeah.
I know that we're trying to make your mom think we're having a good time.
Yeah. Hey, honey, could you turn on some music or like run the dishwasher or something? Because I'm about to lay down a stinker. That's what you do when you live in a small apartment and you gotta lay down a stinker. Also, we're talking about a huge major wife guy who pissed off his wife so much.
Oh, major wife guy.
He
reported
committed a
for
major
duty.
crime, harnessing the power of his wife, and
now she's leaving him, which is bullshit.
yeah, that's kind of messed up if you ask me. And then we're gonna top it off with a little dollop of poop. No, it's gonna be some AI stuff because that's always in the news. But before all that stuff, Emil, tell them the good news. The East Coasters.
Oh gosh. Okay, this is huge news. We did a live show in Brooklyn at the Bell House last summer. We're coming back in May. We'll be there. It is May 8th, and if you want tickets to that, we are putting them up to our lovely subscribers at benandemilshow.com first. They will be live when this show comes out for them.
And then live to the public on Monday.
Live to the public on Monday. So also, if you want to secure a ticket, that's probably the best way to do it, by subscribing and going to get an early ticket. Last year, I think they sold out in a day.
Yeah, that's right. It was just about a day.
When they went on sale, we did not have a Patreon or subscribers like this, so we didn't do an early sale thing. But I imagine when they go to the public, they'll be...
Yeah, people were saying that it was the best live show they've ever seen. So see for yourself if you
a
didn't
couple
get to
people,
go.
Actually, I'm not going to make that joke, but you're going to want to get tickets.
Yeah, you're going to want to get tickets. Also, okay, so gang, it is your last chance to sign up for that Southwest card to get the companion pass. And just as a refresher, it's buy one, get one free Southwest tickets, unlimited for a whole year. So normally you have to fly like, normally you have to fly like 100 times in a year on Southwest to get it. But now if you just sign up for the Southwest credit card, you get the companion pass. And it like I said, I could designate Emil as my companion, but I wouldn't.
Why?
Because
I'll fly with you.
Okay. If I designated Emil as my companion,
But you wouldn't.
I could book a ticket every single day.
Every day.
He would fly with me for free every single day for a whole year.
But he wouldn't.
But I wouldn't because I don't want to. But that's a lot of flying, even for me. So if you go to thecreditcardlist.com, which is our website, it'll be the very first card on there. Go for it, get the companion pass, enjoy it for a year. Plus you get like 30,000 points sign-up bonus, which is worth like $400 in airfare anyway. One more thing, we got a Q&A coming in a couple weeks. We're bringing that back. And also, we need your help. We have expanded to Facebook. And if you could go on there and give it a like.
Ask your boomer parents to comment crazy shit under there.
Yeah. If you give it a review, it'll ask you to like share. But anyway, just go on there and do us a favor, leave a review and all that good stuff. It's facebook.com/The Ben and Emil Show.
Oh, also last time I checked, there were about 25 posters left. If you want one of those posters, go grab them. Well, we still got them.
Yeah, go grab a poster. They're very special. Okay. The Reddit IPO. It's finally here.
The Reddit IPO.
It's finally here. The initial public offering, the very first time that they are going public. The S1 was filed, and it is very dense. There's 50 pages just of their what do you call it? Their risks. The risk section is like 50 pages. They have to disclose every possible risk like acts of God and earthquakes and all sorts of stuff.
What are some of their biggest risks?
Their biggest risk. One of their biggest risks is their own user base.
Yeah.
They've named, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, just as a little refresher for specifically my
also,
mom.
what is an S1 for everyone?
An S1 is the form that you file with the SEC prior to going public. It's like it's the big thing that lets everybody kind of take a peek behind the curtain, and it gives us an insight into what they're making money-wise, how they're making it, their compensation packages, just the whole shebang.
Yeah.
It's all the skeletons in in every closet.
Do you think in the S1 they posted that guy with the M&M tube?
That's so specific. I don't know if Dylan didn't even know what you're talking about.
I love Reddit so much.
Yeah,
it's the funniest place in the world.
There was a guy who
there's a guy who posted. Ask Reddit is one of the most popular subreddits, obviously, and it's always on the front page. People ask questions. Sometimes it's really lovely. Like I saw one the other day was like something about what makes relationships last long or whatever, and you get to scroll through and it's all these lovely little things about ways to make a nice relationship. One guy wrote. Well, you know what? I should just find it so I can have it exactly as it was.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
Pull it up. He's pulling it up right now.
We'll cut out this little chitter chatter.
No, you can leave it.
Oh yeah.
Chatter. Who gives a shit?
All right. So he asks, how would you get a small cylinder, 5.1 inches in length, around 4.5 inches in girth, unstuck from a mini M&M's tube filled with butter
and microwaved mashed banana?
So he wants to know how you get this small cylinder out, and someone just responds, the comments OP replies with are hilarious. It's your dick, bro. You stuck your dick in an M&M tube of butter. Go take a cold shower and relax. And the original poster says, it's a cylinder. And then people keep commenting, bro, did you get your dick stuck in an M&M tube? And he just says, it's a cylinder. And so, it just goes from there.
They keep cycling through saying,
it's just your dick. Live with your M&M tube filled with butter and bananas dick for the end of your days and think about what you've done. And he says, it's a cylinder. And it just keeps going on.
I love when he says, they say, well, can you cut the cylinder? And he says, no.
It's attached to a structure.
Yeah, it's attached to a structure, and it's very important.
It's attached to a larger structure, so there's a weird angle situation to try and insert anything else into the tube. So,
guys, we interrupt this program with a very important message. It's about sex. We got to talk about it. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Fellas.
What up?
My guy.
What up to the boys?
We got to talk about getting together and having some sex. No, we're not inviting you to do it. But hey, you remember the days, fellas, when you were always ready to go? Boy, I sure do. I miss them dearly. Now I'm just ready somewhat of the time.
But now they don't have to be the good old days. The good old days can be right now with the help of Blue Chew. That's what we're trying to tell you, boys.
BlueChew.com. It's a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but it's in a chewable tablet, and it's at a fraction of the cost. And might I also add, tastes pretty good.
And might I also add, you can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
That's right, my humble co-host. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com. You consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you receive the prescription within days. It's discreet. You don't have any embarrassing conversations to have. It's just bing, bang, boom.
I haven't even told you the best part.
What's the best part?
It's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. All right, it's coming straight to your door in discreet packaging.
That's literally what I just said.
Is it? Did you say the part?
Just keep it in there. That's funny. Because I said you don't have to have those awkward conversations. And they're also, guess what? You know what is the best part? Aside from
Did I just say it?
Tasting good? No. They're also made in the USA.
That's the best part.
And
they're prepared and shipped direct to your door.
That's right. And does it work? Well, let me tell you, as someone who has personally tried it, it works. It works very well.
As someone who has a large hard-on tucked into their waistband right now, yeah, it works pretty good.
Yeah, so why don't you try it for a month for free and see for yourself? You're going to love it. You could be missing out on the best sex of your life, gang. So Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at bluechew.com. Chew it and do it.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code BAES at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code BAES, BAES, to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Now back to the show. Anyway.
Reddit's my favorite place.
So Reddit, just for a little background, and I didn't know a lot of this stuff. It was launched in 2005, funded by Y Combinator, which is the famous startup accelerator program. It was founded by a man named Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohanian.
Who now famously married to, I forget which Williams sister.
Venus or Serena.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, one of the tennis players. So back then, Steve Huffman himself used to fill the front page of Reddit with all the content until the user base grew big enough that he didn't have to. And that was pretty quick. It was like that year. Because a year later, they sold it to Condé Nast? Condé Nast? The big publication thing that they own, Vanity Fair and all that shit.
They sold it that early?
Yep. For somewhere between $10 to $20 million. And so years later in 2014, Steve Huffman said that selling it was a mistake. And then in 2015, the next year, they rehired him to return as CEO. He helped pilot the revamping of it. He helped launch the Reddit app on iOS and on Android.
Remember the days when you had to use Alien Blue?
No, because I wasn't on it then.
What?
I was only using, I know, it's weird, right?
You seem like...
I know. I didn't, because part of the changes he made was revamping the user face. And he said he was...
Oh, I still use the old Reddit. I refuse to...
absolutely insane.
It was perfect.
Well, you know what he said, which is my experience exactly. He said it's a big turnoff to newcomers because it can be hard. It's overwhelming graphically. It's just, what's going on?
OG freaks like me, that's how I like it.
Oh, you little fuck.
But yeah, there wasn't an app for a long. There was an app called Alien Blue you had to use if you wanted to access Reddit on your phone,
which is called and that's not an API, but it uses Reddit's...
It's a third-party app that needed to use. Yeah,
that's right. It's a third-party app that uses Reddit's own code to kind of make the app in lieu of Reddit's lacking one, which is important. It will come into play in a little bit. But so in addition to the Reddit app, he also made some changes. Back then, it was like a free-for-all. It was almost like 4chan, where just anything goes. There was all sorts of... anything you could think of was on there.
Oh, yeah. There's a subreddit for it, like...
people getting killed, like
any
just
kind
videos
of
awful shit and photos and stuff. So
and just weird stuff. Not even
yeah.
bad, just the most weirdly specific things. It's the strangest place in the world.
There are still some of those very strange subreddits.
My favorite thing, I've probably told this story a billion times, but I always love that that I love the band The Kinks, and so the subreddit for The Kinks was just r/Kinks, and it was not a very active user base, and so every so often you would just get someone going in and being like, I'm a man who likes to wear pantyhose and jack off, and someone would just go, wrong subreddit, pal.
I'm a man who likes to wear pantyhose and jack off. I remember that was the case on Vine. There was no content moderation, and there was a guy who was a shoe fucker. And you could see his penis, and he would stick his dick in women's shoes.
I'd like to get a peek at that.
It was funny for sure. I mean, it was interesting. But so anyway, Steve Huffman helped launch the Reddit app, and he made these big sweeping changes to the content guidelines to make it more advertiser friendly. Because of course you can't make money without selling ads. And he got rid of a lot of subreddits that were problematic and harmful, and what he said, quote, that exist solely to make Reddit worse for everyone else. I found it interesting. He said that he did not ever intend for Reddit to be a bastion of free speech.
Which, I mean, that makes sense, right? Their whole thing is they're very like moderator focused, where they want their communities to not become these, or at least they were in the heyday. It was like having mods was very important to a successful subreddit.
Mhm.
You know, they had I've posted to subreddits where it's like you immediately get hit with a notification like, we took your post down because you didn't follow the rules.
So
and you're
frustrating.
Like, okay.
Deeply frustrating.
Yeah. But again, that all helps make it an enjoyable experience for people.
Yeah. So that's what he said. It's not a bastion of free speech, but it's a place where open and honest discussion can happen. So things started taking a turn for Huffman. His username on there is Spez, S-P-E-Z. The controversy with him started with, and I had totally forgotten that this existed, but r/the Donald. And for my mom, r/ means that's whatever comes after that is the subreddit so that's the Donald was the Donald Trump subreddit. And
also for your mom, we're having fun right now.
Yeah. She hates me right now. So he got in trouble because he was modifying comments. He was going in and changing people's comments on the Donald, which is a huge no-no. No matter what subreddit. And at the time, the Donald, do you remember the hell that it was wrecking on Reddit?
I only remember it because I believe at the same time they also removed some weird left-wing stuff to like balance it. Like I think Chapo Trap House's I think Chapo Trap House's subreddit also got taken down. I believe Cumtown subreddit got taken down.
Yeah.
So it was this weird shakeup where everyone was like, I want to post nasty stuff.
Yeah. People got really pissed off at him, and then the API changes most recently are what people got really ticked off about, because gearing up for this IPO, Reddit is trying to pull all the revenue levers that they possibly can, and they're losing just untold amounts of money by allowing these third-party apps to exist and pay very low rates to have their third-party app exist, right?
Right.
They want people to use the Reddit app. And if there's these other ones out there and they're getting away, so they jacked up the prices however many percent. They just made it like impossible for these apps to survive. And that pissed off users because they love their precious third-party apps.
Yeah, it makes their lives a lot easier. Like without some of these apps, like moderators, for example, can't as easily moderate the subreddits and stuff like that.
Yeah. So people collectively hate Steve Huffman, but he's not probably sweating it because according to the S1 filing, he earned about $193 million last year.
Good for old Steve.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, this hate is also not unwarranted. They're going to destroy this site and platform.
I don't know about that.
I just don't think...
How much further could they destroy it? And in what way?
Well, they've never turned a profit with this thing.
Right.
They've like stopped the bleeding a little bit. I think it was like last year they lost 120 million. This year they lost 90 million.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with Twitter. Elon Musk is having such a hard time attracting these advertisers because they're like, well, if you're just letting people pop off, we don't really want our ads next to this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're taking like the weirdest place on the internet that was never supposed to be
a place for ads?
Yeah, and like it's just you're going to have to make severe changes to the way it works, and already these changes are going to they're just going to change the way the whole thing is experienced by people. Also, not only that, I do think in one one strategy for them turning a profit finally is that they've partnered with Google and using their
well, so their current business model, according to their filing, is advertising. Last year it was 98%. Excuse me, my throat is bothering me. Last year, 98% of the revenue came from advertising, and it was about $804 million. The remaining 2% came from you can pay like $6 a month for Reddit Premium. And then the other...
Why would you do that?
I don't know. And then it's like the Reddit coins that people can buy, which makes no sense to me. Their daily active users in the United States is 36 million. Their weekly active users is a whopping 131 million, which I think is pretty interesting. And yeah, around the same time as the S1 was filed, Reddit and Google announced a partnership worth about $60 million a year to license its data to Google, mainly for like training large
AI,
language models.
Right.
Here's an interesting little bit though, because data is obviously incredibly valuable, and all the data on Reddit is incredibly valuable. And Sam Altman of OpenAI has an 8.7% stake
Did
in
you know
Reddit.
he was briefly a CEO?
I
of
did
Reddit?
not know that.
Yeah.
Huh. For how long?
I don't know.
So if all that data is really so valuable, especially for training large language models, and if Sam Altman of OpenAI has a stake, almost a 10% stake in Reddit, why is there no deal between OpenAI and Reddit? To quote Elon Musk, curious. And like you said, they lose about $100 million per year, but they have no debt. They have about $1.2 billion in cash. So it begs the question, why go public? Well, you go public for a few reasons. So insiders can sell their shares to have a liquidity event, because otherwise it's quite illiquid. To raise money, and in this case, they maybe don't really need the money because it looks like they got like 10 years of runway at least. But so comes down to, should you buy the IPO? Because did you see that they were giving Reddit users a chance to buy shares before the actual IPO?
Yes, but not all Reddit users.
Right. It's in tiers.
But I think the vast majority of Reddit users would not be. That's why I was surprised when you said you got an email. You said you got a notification.
Yeah.
Because
I've been a user since like 2014, but I wasn't regularly active.
Yeah, but it's not
recently.
about. It's about how much
Karma?
Yeah.
I've got plenty of karma because I've been on the front page
Did
of
he
Reddit.
just big dick me over Reddit karma?
I got like 55.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, you definitely did it. But I mean, so they're calling it the DSP, the directed shares program, and it's very funny because, yeah, the heads of Reddit have not been popular for a long time, and it reads like a boss coming into a Christmas party when he doesn't realize everyone in the office hates him. You know what I mean? It's just like we can't imagine a Reddit IPO without Redditors. You rickrolled Rick Astley. You gave us Mr. Splashy Pants and r/place. You're welcome, Internet. And now you can become one of our non-corporate overlords. Yes, it's really happening this time. And as we take this next step toward becoming a public company, we're inviting all eligible Redditors to participate in Reddit's IPO.
So
they're so annoying.
It is very annoying, but so a couple things.
Eligible, you note skeptically?
Oh
yes,
yeah, it's written so
it's like,
it's so
dude,
it's if Reddit were a person,
we're going to kill you.
Yeah, I want to beat you up. So the interesting thing to me in the email that I got, it said we're giving people the chance to get in at the value, and I almost I'm butchering the quote, but it said at the same valuation that big institutions were able to buy in at, which from my understanding means it's like you're buying at an immediate whatever percentage discount. If they're going public at, say, a $5 billion valuation, but they're giving you a chance to buy in at a $3 billion valuation, that's free money practically.
Right.
But I still don't know if that's the case. I don't know if they just phrased it weird. I have yet to, I think today, 2 days ago for you guys, is the cutoff for signing up. So more information is to come. But I found it really interesting. I was looking through r/investing and all sorts of places. People really hate it. And they're like, I'm not buying in on this. Which is mind-blowing to me because it's, at once, I know everybody hates Reddit for like capitalizing on this community that everybody has built together without having all the people, the Redditors, you and me and everybody, we are essentially the people who create the value for the bigwigs, right?
Right, exactly.
So it stands to reason that it would be in everybody's best interest to own shares in the thing that they are actively providing value for.
Right, so they can have a little bit of control over the...
Well, not even control, but just have some skin in the game. To me, this thing is like, that is...
Oh, I mean, I don't see it
the
as...
least they can do.
I don't see it as a skin in the game type of thing. I can see if they were like, let's try to, as Redditors, own a piece of the company and have some sway, but I think most of them see this as kind of like a weird betrayal or something, because for so long they've been battling with the head honchos being like, we're trying to tell you we don't want this platform to be run in this way, and they're just like, fuck off. And so, I mean, this is just a even bigger slap in the face, where now the decisions are not going to be made about how do we make Reddit a place that's fun for moderators and users. It's going to be, how do we maximize shareholder value?
Right.
And that's going to, any new feature is going to be with that in mind. Our ads going to be front and center. Our new Google partner is going to be happy that we can feed them more. And I mean, a lot of people are worried that AI thing is just going to create more Reddit bots and more bullshit.
Right.
And like, you've seen it with the joke about X is just that it's fucking
pussy in bio.
Pussy in bio. Pussy in bio. And
my mom was just so confused.
But like, it does suck. You used to be able to click on a tweet and you could scroll through and find out a little bit more information from replies. And if that's the direction Reddit's going in, it's going to be awful. Reddit is a place where you can, like, obviously there's a bunch of people like trolling people and joking and being online assholes, but there are communities where it's like you can get such good information. I mean, also, the joke is now, because Google has also suffered. People have admitted, and there was actually a German study that like they showed that Google search has just gotten worse.
Google search has gotten worse. We have done a study.
It's just like rife with SEO bullshit and affiliate links and all this shit. It's much harder to find the information.
Same with like Yelp.
For.
I can't even scroll.
If you ever saw that shark video and you're one of those people who's like, what's the matter with the meal? You can't Google? Maybe it's Google's fault.
What shark video?
You don't remember the shark video? It's like the most watched TikTok we've ever put out.
Oh yeah, where you were Googling how many sharks are there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we still don't know. Nobody knows.
Maybe
not even Google.
Maybe lay off me. But like, one of the hacks for people, because they cannot get the information they're looking for, is to now type the thing you would have Googled, but just enter Reddit after that.
I do that all the time.
Oh, you have to. It's
especially for reviews. But that brings me to something else. I mean, you just said Reddit gets pissed off because, and when I say Reddit, I mean collectively the user base.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to have an idea for how to make the site better. There are going to be people that like new features and hate new features, and it's just, so I don't envy management being in that position, but also, sometimes it's like, do you even use this fucking website?
But it was kind of a perfect site. It doesn't need like a lot of the things that was the annoying thing. It was like, create a fucking app so we can have an app, and someone else had to step in and they were like, no, we're going to focus on this dumb shit.
Well,
we're going to do bad stuff you hate.
I think there's a couple things for me, because I don't know if I'm going to buy the IPO. I might, because
Show me how many karma you have.
I think I have.
I'm so curious.
58,000 or something like that.
Wow. All right. So you're gonna be group 2.
Yeah, 54.2 thousand.
Damn.
Don't show that, because I don't want my when we cut to my
You don't know if you're going to buy it.
I don't know if I'm going to buy it, but seeing all the negativity online and how a lot of people on like Wall Street Bets are saying, I'm going to short the piss out of this and I think it's worthless. I'm like, I don't think that it's worthless. I don't think Reddit's going anywhere. It's kind of like Twitter, where what's the alternative? What do we have otherwise? It's all we've got. And it's not going to be perfect.
But that's so confusing to me, though. Like, all these things sprung up out of nowhere just like a decade ago, or
Sure.
I guess more, 2 decades ago. Jesus Christ, we're so old. And now everyone's like, oh, there's nowhere to go. No one will ever create a platform that works for people again. But I mean, also, when they talk about Google getting worse, they say it's not just Google, though. The internet is getting worse. It's becoming, it's just becoming full of, it was SEO at first. Now it's like AI generated content. Like, it's much harder to find the stuff you were looking for.
Right. Also, I don't necessarily agree with this supposition that it's only going to get worse from here now that they're public and that they have to start doing better on their numbers. I think that, and this is me being more neutral, of just, well, it's going to be a wait and see thing. Can this company's management do it in a way? Can they thread the needle and make more money and become profitable without alienating their user base? Also, it reminds me of when Facebook first went public, and there was a big, you probably don't remember this,
I remember it.
There was a big controversy when Facebook first went public.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't disclose in their major S1 form, they did not disclose that they hadn't yet, I might be remembering this incorrectly, but they didn't disclose that they hadn't yet figured out how to monetize mobile, which is mind-boggling to think about now, that at the time, the Facebook app made literally $0. It was not monetized. And the stock debuted at like $38 a share, 35, something like that. It sank all the way down to like 15, 17, something like that. And then like a couple quarters later, they flipped the on switch and started advertising. And it went from making $0 a month or a quarter to like $1.2 billion. All of a sudden, boom, monetized, and it was changed forever. And the stock never looked back. And I can't help but wonder, though, if they're going to find a way to not only make to me, the advertising is secondary. The data is what I think is most valuable. And their deal is maybe it's not that valuable, actually. That's another thing. It's going to be
the deal seems like
$60 million for all that data.
Right.
Maybe because most of the data is useless garbage and like horny people.
But also...
it's also because it's not exclusive, right?
What do you mean?
The deal isn't exclusive for their data, so they can make this deal over and over and over again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know how long the deal is for?
No, I don't.
Oh.
But I do want to say, you used Facebook as an example. That's like a perfect example of a platform that is completely fucking useless. And
it's because old people got on there.
But sure, they
also follow us on our Facebook page.
But
people still use it, but yeah.
But from a stock perspective, yes, it did fine. But from a platform perspective, no one fucking uses it. We were just joking in the Meatball Special thing about how awful it was to try to use Facebook Marketplace. They clearly have not prioritized their users.
Right.
They've prioritized making money on ads and that kind of thing.
But at the same time,
it's a complete fucking unmitigated disaster on that site.
True, but it does make money. That's what's insane.
But that's fine. We're talking about it in the context of their user base being happy and wanting to,
It's a fraction of Facebook's size. So like you got to make these users happy. Yeah, I agree with you. I wonder if they can figure out a way to monetize that data, and if Reddit can collectively, the user base can rally around, like it just the path of least resistance to me seems to be, hey, why doesn't everybody just buy a little bit and like so everybody's got a vested interest in this site doing well, which is so stupid, and like I'm such a baby for even saying that. Fuck you, me.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't everybody buy the stock? Everybody just get along.
Also, it's so
and
antithetical to the like Reddit. The whole thing is just like being a bit of a rascal. Remember when it was like, if you could sleep with one person, living or dead?
Oh yeah.
Who would you choose? And the top comment was, like
sleep with my dead
wife. And the next comment was just, I also choose this guy's dead wife.
It really is. It really does feel sometimes like, wow, everybody on there is super smart. But then sometimes
I think they're so funny.
You'll get into a tiff with someone, and you'll go back and forth, and then after a while you'll check their post history, and you realize you're arguing with like a 14-year-old.
Oh, did you see the thing?
Just like, what the fuck am I doing?
I posted it to Instagram because I was like, God, this is such a good reminder of like why the internet is awful, and don't get wrapped up in this shit. But someone posted a screenshot of someone they were arguing with, and they basically said, I remember I got into an argument on Reddit a while ago with a person over Italian food. It got to the point they were following me into other subs to harass me. I clicked on their profile to block them, and their most recent post was them drinking their own piss on r/piss. At that moment, I realized I had spent so much pointless time arguing about the taste of food with someone who drinks their own piss as a hobby. This site is a shithole.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the ones that I don't go to r/poop. Don't do it. It's people posting their shit. Like full on just like taking pictures of their own poop.
That's the thing. There's a subreddit for everything.
There is a subreddit for everything.
Wait, so you briefly mentioned it, but what's going on with the Wall Street bets and their own user base turning on them?
They just think that from what I can gather, a lot of people not only think that the direct share program is bullshit and stupid. Which is really funny. It's like, you guys, that's not. I don't think that it's bullshit or stupid. From what I can tell, it's actually like a tip of the hat to the user base that Reddit's trying to get in everybody's good graces with, and it seems like it's. Again, if the information comes out that you get to buy at a discount to the IPO, then I'm absolutely going to take advantage of that. And then after the IPO, I'm probably just going to watch it and see how it acts. If it dips significantly, I might pick up some. That's not financial advice, obviously. But Wall Street Bets, they're all talking about how it's a shitty site and they hate it, even though they're on it.
They think they've got another MOAS on their hands.
Do they?
I don't know.
No, it's they think it's going down. They want to short it,
right?
Which is like, why would you guys do that? Just buy it. Can't you harness the power of being an idiot or whatever they ape together strong? I watched Planet of the Apes again recently, by the way, all 3 of them, gearing up for the new one coming out.
Oh, okay.
And they're really good.
How many is Kerry Russell in?
1.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
why do you love Kerry Russell?
I really do like. Kerry Russell.
She's great.
I've been a fan since Felicity.
But when Jesus Christ.
And then when I was like, wow, she's gonna be on The Americans.
Is she a nurse on Felicity?
Is she a nurse?
What is she? A doctor?
What is your deal,
lawyer?
Dude? Are you serious?
What is she? A fucking a lawyer?
No, she's a student at NYU.
Oh, I didn't know
what
that.
What is this
I
guy's?
thought it was like, cause since all the shows in that era were like, she's a
Ally
single
McBeal.
She's a single lawyer who
there's a dancing baby.
There's a dancing CGI baby, and I just remember poor Ally McBeal, poor Callista Flockhart. They just made fun of her for being skinny and like having an eating disorder. They even I remember specifically, they made fun of her on SNL, and they like asked her what she had for lunch, and she said just like a cracker and 2 packets of Sweet and Low or something. And they had someone. It was bad.
But then she married Harrison Ford, and they seemed happy.
Yeah. He's also
Felicity was a student.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a love triangle, and she worked at Dean and DeLuca.
Is Dean and DeLuca a sandwich shop?
It was a deli down in Soho. It was like a high-end deli down in Soho and grocery store. Really tasty.
Interesting.
But it unfortunately closed.
Hey, oh God, there it is. There it is.
Don't do that.
No,
what
look at this. Look at my left earlobe. Can you see that single hair hanging from it?
You actually have quite a bit of peach fuzz.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
yeah.
Anyway. What was the song, Dylan, that I was singing when I came in? 'Cause you're a good girl and you know it. You're everything that I need. I want your hot love and emotion endlessly.
I don't know that.
I was just singing that to myself in the car. Drake.
Oh, it sounds like you're doing Drake in the style of maybe Tom Petty or something.
No, I'm doing it as like a baseball announcer.
Oh, cool.
'Cause you're a good girl and you know it. I'm a little delirious.
He's having fun though.
I'm having fun though, Mom. Man, that sumo orange that I ate earlier just hit so good. So, I will be interested in watching this happen, and I think I have a friend who works at Reddit and has worked there for a few years, so huge shout out to him.
He's going to get banked up.
Huge congratulations to him. Huge shout out to everybody at r/poop and r/piss who's making buku bucks out there. I hope that's not like a new slur. Is buku a slur? Does it come from something that's problematic?
I thought it was the French thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if that's right.
Let's switch gears here to wife guy. Unless there was more on Reddit.
No, I think we got it. I think we got it.
Man, I do remember the first time I saw Reddit. It was the same day that I also saw Minecraft for the first time. I was at this.
Wow, what a day for you.
I was smoking pot with this guy when I was in
college.
college.
Okay, he's high.
And he was like, hey, you ever seen this new game called Minecraft? And I said, no. And he showed me, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But it seems overwhelmingly big. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start. And he said, oh, yeah, you should check out this thread on Reddit about something. You can. A lot of people go on there and share their maps or whatever. And then he showed me Reddit, and I said the same thing. I'm like, this is overwhelming. I don't know what anything is. And he said, just go on and start exploring. And I said, no, I'm scared.
Well, you just join things you like.
Yeah, now I know that.
That's why it's so fun. It's so the like.
Except when they turn on you, like they turned on me that one time.
I don't post that much. Except that's the thing. I have no karma because I post in small things like r/the kinks. And
I
it's
still
like,
don't understand what you get. Like, oh, hey, give me gold or give me platinum. What does that get you? Nothing. It's just fake.
Maybe a front row seat to the Reddit IPO.
No. Oh yeah, if you have that. Yeah, I don't know. It's all weird to
Is
me.
it fake?
I don't know. I've gotten so many medals from front page stuff, and I don't know what I can't turn it into cash. Can I?
Now you can.
Interesting. Well, okay, wife guy. So
New
picture
wife guy
this.
just dropped.
Picture this, if you will. You got a wife.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
picturing
close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You're at home. It's the pandemic. It's the lockdown. So you're working from home, and your name is Tyler. Your name is Tyler Loudon.
Okay, now it's hard for me to picture, but I'm trying.
My name is Tyler. My name is Tyler
Oh,
Loudon.
yeah, now I
my
see
name is
it.
Tyler Loudon. Oh, I'm just walking around in my house.
Yeah.
As one does.
Am I in my
Oops,
underwear?
I hear you're in your underwear. And you hear your wife.
What's my wife up to?
Your wife is just doing what she does for BP, British Petroleum,
Sure.
who we love and are endorsed by the way.
I'm pissed at her because I'm a bit of a climate nut.
Yeah, I don't know what you do for a living, but you're overhearing your wife.
I'll tell you what, I'm about to retire.
Yeah, because you overhear your wife, who is she's a mergers and acquisitions manager, by the way.
Yeah, she never has enough time for me.
Oh, and she's so sexy.
Yeah.
She's working in her underwear right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she's
but we
giving
never
you a
have
look.
sex anymore
No, but she wants to have sex. You know why?
because I just
'Cause
took
she's-
Blue Chew.
Because you just took a blue chew and you're ready to go. Because you're ready to go whenever, and you're hearing your wife is giving you a look, and she's just finalizing the details on BP
Oh,
acquiring Travel Centers of America.
that seems like it could be good for the stock.
And she's giving you that look like, as soon as I'm off the phone, honey, and we're going to fuck, I'm going to suck you off.
Holy
And-
shit.
Yeah, because we haven't done it in a while. I saw you took that blue chew. And you're going, damn, I'm horny. But I'm also thinking, what can I do about it? If I know that BP is going to take over Travel Centers of America,
What can I
you whip
do?
out your phone and you pull up the stock and you see that it's publicly traded. And you buy 46,450 shares without wife's knowledge.
Of Travel Centers of America.
Yeah. And you're on vacation with her, and you're in an Airbnb, even smaller quarters, and she's shaking her boobs at you while she's also still finalizing the details of this thing, and you're going, man, I'm so lucky. I'm going to make so much money.
She's going to be so happy with me.
She's going to be so happy. She's going to be able to have fewer work hours, and we're going to be able to spend more time together.
We'll get Airbnbs all over the world.
Doesn't that sound nice? Well, that's exactly what happened to this guy, Tyler. Tyler Loudon. That whole thing we just described, that was Tyler's life. But then it came to a screeching halt because his wife
wants to divorce him.
no, his wife already divorced him. So this
Being
guy,
smart.
this total dipshit, thought he was being smart and doing a favor to his wife he overheard her talking about their BP acquiring this fucking, I don't know what the hell, the gas stations, Travel Centers of America. And he bought 46,450 shares without his wife's knowledge before the deal was made public in February of last year. And then the stock rose 71%.
That's pretty good.
He cashed out. And also, what a fucking moron. He
I
didn't
don't
buy
know.
options.
You also got to
instead.
respect him. He cashes out. Most people get greedy. He says, you know what? I'm happy with this.
Well, what else are you going to do? The deal's done.
Hold.
Hold for what?
Diamond Hands Travel Centers of America.
But now it's no longer public. It's been acquired.
Hold, Diamond Hands BP.
Okay. Well, okay. So he said that he said, oh, Judge and the SEC and my wife, I only did it because I love my wife so I could make enough money so that she didn't have to work long hours anymore because I love her. And they didn't believe him.
That sucks.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, I believe him too. But
I believe him.
I believe him too. But so BP was like, yeah, that's still, we don't trust that your wife wasn't in on it. So they looked at all her texts, all her
and there's
emails,
nothing.
and they concluded there was no evidence that she knowingly leaked anything to him, but she was still fired. So you know what she did? She left him, she ceased all contact with him, and she moved out. In that order.
When they cost you a cushy gig at BP, doing M&A, you got to leave, ladies.
I do BP at M&A, or I do M&A at BP.
And
While
I got
eating M&Ms?
And I got a cylinder stuck in an M&M too.
Man, Tyler Loudon, we got a photo of him here. You want to see?
What? An
Hey,
idiot.
man, fuck. I
He
miss
looks
my
like
wife.
such an idiot.
Yeah, if the audio listener were seeing it, you'd be seeing a guy with.
Is that his ex-wife?
That would be his ex-wife.
Damn.
Man, she looks like she loves BP.
She looks like
Yeah.
a nice lady.
She looks
Although-
nice. They just look like they both.
He makes me uncomfortable.
They look like they both smell like cardboard. Like hot cardboard. Ugh. Anyway, she's wearing a pearl necklace. What year is it?
I mean, look at his glasses.
Yeah.
These people are truly.
He looks like a Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh, yeah.
Without any. He looks like that.
With no money.
Yeah, with no money.
And his wife is kind of a Walmart Isla Fisher, so.
Yeah. So, the cautionary tale here is don't
Don't try to do anything nice for your wife.
Yeah, never. Don't try to do anything nice from your wife.
If you see her working too hard, don't try to help.
That's humiliating, though, that they had to check her emails and texts. That means someone at BP was looking at her boobs.
No.
If you're married, you're sending your
She's
husband.
not showing that guy his boobs. Her boobs.
You don't think so?
I wouldn't.
Why not? You wouldn't show why? Because he's ugly? You wouldn't fuck him?
Mhm.
You wouldn't fuck Tyler?
No.
Loud on. Man, that's got to suck every time he's like trying. If you're him at this point, wouldn't you just change your name?
To avoid negative press online.
Well, yeah, if someone Googles you, you're trying to find another wife to eavesdrop on.
Do you think that's what's happening?
Yeah,
Tyler
if you
Loudon?
Google him,
Yep,
it's all
it's
you
the
see.
first thing that comes up.
It could make for an interesting story. You know, some people are crazy about that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'd put in my Hinge profile. Don't Google me. Let's just find out about each other.
I would put Google me. If you're into it, great. It'd be a great way to weed people out.
Yeah, I guess maybe you could get a girl who's really into hustle culture.
One fun fact about me.
One fun
You
fact
could
about
be-
me?
you could
Don't
be-
Google me.
You could be brazenly honest in your profile, and they would think that you're just being funny. One fun fact about me, I overheard my wife's conversation about BP acquiring Travel Centers of America, and I capitalized on it and then got divorced. And you
I'm
know,
likely going to jail.
and I'm like, I think
No,
he's
no.
got to give it all back and then pay a fine.
Yeah.
But man, oh man.
One fun fact about me, I love my wife so much, that's why I'm getting divorced.
One fun fact about me, speaking of looking at the
Why am I
texts,
divorced? I loved her too much.
I love my wife too much, and I tried to give her a better life. That's just what they do to men these days. They treat us that way.
One fun fact about me, let's agree to not Google each other and find out about each other on the
How I fight the Sunday scaries? Eavesdropping on my wife. I always hated that
Where
one.
can you find me at the party? Eavesdropping on my wife.
2 truths and a lie. I eavesdropped on my wife. I made a lot of money eavesdropping on my wife. I didn't eavesdrop on my wife. Those are 2 truths and a lie.
Don't be surprised if I eavesdrop on you if we get married.
I'm looking for someone who works for BP. Damn, if someone went, you know what's funny? I occasionally forget that Steve at my trading firm, he has access to all my Twitter DMs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so did Glenn. A huge shout out to Glenn.
Only your Twitter DMs?
Yeah, only my Twitter DMs.
So he's probably seen your boobs.
No, not my boobs and nothing else. Well, I have sent my naked body to my Twitter boys chat.
Over Twitter?
Yeah. Which some of these guys I've never even met in person, so I'm like, damn, I'm really trusting them with my life here, like my dick and balls on there.
That's what you think is your life?
At this point, if my penis got out there, whatever. You know, at least I'm not Tyler Loudon.
It was very funny. There was a moment when we wanted to show the video of you on the flight to, was it Abu Dhabi? And
Dubai.
yeah, and we
Gave it to Luke.
well, I wasn't going to say his name, but yeah, I don't think but we were like, we need someone to edit this, but in order to edit it, you'll need to look at Ben's naked body. And so we kind of just like sent it into the Slack and we're like, is anyone okay with that? And one producer who we love He stood up and said,
He had no problem with it.
I'll do it.
And he got a good laugh out of it. And he did a great job tracking my penis and balls with
I mean,
the black bar.
you couldn't see that thing.
It's very pathetic to see my body in that situation. Just the way it moves. My stupid stomach and my skinny legs.
Looking like a big Mike Wazowski.
Mike was out. Oh, from Monsters Incorporated?
Yeah.
I wonder when they're going to IPO. I wonder if they're publicly traded on the Scare and Frighten 500. The S&F 500. No, the S&P 500 and the Monsters Inc. The Scare and Petrify 500.
All right.
Yeah. Hey.
He turned it around.
Yeah, I turn it around. I always turn it around. Hey, so as promised, we gotta Tesla stock.
He's having fun.
Tesla stock has been suffering recently because, and some news actually came out overnight from China and iPhone sale. It's so fucking crazy to me how much iPhones affect the entire world economy.
Oh yeah,
because them Chinese people, man, they're over there eating hot pot and smoking cigarettes, but you know what they're not doing? They're doing 25% less of buying iPhones and buying Teslas. And so the Tesla stock's been turning
why
around.
would you bother?
So Mr. Captain Dipshit Fuckface Elon Musk,
That's his legal name.
he tweeted a follow-up here. Let me pull it up. Because in it was years ago, he promised this new Roadster, which is not, it's never been released, but he said that they're working on this Roadster.
But the Roadster is like their original electric car, right? Yep.
He promised, I believe, like 5 or 6 years
Which
ago.
he shot into space at.
Yeah, because he's a dipshit. He promised that it would be coming out soon, and it's been like 1,800 days since he made that promise or something. But it's interesting the timing of this, because what used to work for him and for Tesla stock was to tweet or announce very, very big things that would make everybody pile into the stock and go, oh my God, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. It's been full self-driving.
Those weird little robots.
So the robots, just fucking everything. Neuralink, everything.
Apes playing video games.
Apes playing Tetris. And so lo and behold, right around when Tesla stock was in this precarious position on February 27th, he tweeted, "Tonight we radically increased the design goals for the new Tesla Roadster. There will never be another car like this, if you could even call it a car."
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bitch. And then he said,
I mean, doing this in the wake of just seeing Tesla Cybertrucks stuck in the mud and all this shit is just like,
it is fun to see them in person, because I'm like, oh, it's one of those things that I've seen on the internet, but in person. And
you go, yeah, it still sucks.
Yeah, it still sucks ass. But and then he follows up with this tweet and he says, Tesla/SpaceX collab, production design complete and unveil end of year, aiming to ship next year. I think it has a shot at being the most mind-blowing product demo of all time. If that
Give me a fucking break.
If that ain't just fucking pumping his shit to get people excited for the next thing so he can kick that can further down the road. I was reading into this.
Dude, fuck this. Targeting a 0 to 60 time of under 1 second and the fastest, what does it say?
Yeah, he said 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 1 second, and that is the least interesting part.
That's the least interesting part.
Dude, quit fucking lying to people. Also, that's too fast.
And this
for anyone to
also, we were just talking about it with Reddit, but the replies are now just full of people who bought blue checks and obviously fucking Elon stands. So the guy asked the question, and then he said, Elon says, like, yeah, of course it's going to be that. And he just goes, good Lord.
Yeah. Is that even street legal? Street legal is based on safety equipment. There are no performance limitations. Like, just fuck. He said, and someone asks, can it fly a little? And he put the eyes emojis, like, oh yeah,
fuck
okay,
me.
so maybe it'll fly a little. So it's just it's very frustrating. It's actually not that frustrating at this point. I'm just like, oh well, that's fun for him. Go ahead, yeah, announce it. 0 to 60 in 1 second would put, like, I don't know how many G's.
I'd fucking puke.
It'd be like 3 or 4 G's on your body. And
I'm not gonna stand here and pretend like I understand how many G's you get.
it's 3 times the current atmosphere. It'd be like on a roller coaster when you're coming, depending on positive or negative. I don't know. It would really push you into the seat. That's
It
too
sounds
fast.
extremely uncomfortable. I'm sure it's. I don't know how it is in other cities, but a lot of people have Teslas in Los Angeles, and now there's a lot of Uber drivers with Teslas. And
Uvu
it's
driver? I don't know Uvu driver.
Uber drivers. Did I say Uvu?
Uvu driver?
Did I? Dylan shaking his head.
No,
yes.
no, that's from an old
Oh,
vibe.
okay. I was like,
Someone asked this guy, have you ever, what did he say? Have you ever had a bad Uber driver? And the kid says, I don't know Uvu driver. He thought he said Uvu driver. Anyway, continue.
but it's very uncomfortable when you get in one and a guy's got a heavy foot and you're just constantly like,
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever driven one? Have we talked about this?
yeah, you've talked about how
it is pretty
how
fun. They are fun to drive.
How it turned you into an Elon stan when you got behind the wheel.
Oh yeah, I would suck him off, sir.
I'll suck you off.
I'll suck you off, sir. And also the other news with him is he is suing OpenAI, and he is saying that they are. Let's see, what is he
They're
saying?
not living up to their
Right.
founding beliefs. Elon, as we've definitely talked about, was one of the founding members of OpenAI, and now he's saying they are not living up to their agreement that they're not going to be profit motivated and all this stuff. And he's Sam Altman is not the one to be leading this anymore. He's turned his back on all their ideals.
Their Sam Altman clapped back. He clapped back.
Sam Altman clapped back.
Clam Altman
Sapped back.
Clam Altman sapped back in a separate memo. He said he missed when Elon Musk competed by just making better tech, which I don't think was ever. Well, I guess the Tesla was better tech for a time.
But yeah, so now he's pissed that they're developing advanced AI for profit and they're becoming a de facto subsidiary of the largest technology company in the world.
He's just
Microsoft.
pissed off. He's just a big fucking stinky
Yeah,
bitch.
his whole thing is just going to shit. And he's also pissed about the improperly licensing of GPT-4 to Microsoft, despite having an obligation to create such sophisticated tools for nonprofit ends.
It's so funny. He bitches and complains about how ChatGPT and Gemini and stuff has its like woke agenda, but then Grok has its own fucking based agenda that isn't objective. Like it puts a spin. If you ask it questions about, I don't know, anything left leaning, it'll like shit on it.
Oh, but that was the funny thing about. Well, also to be clear, Sergey Brin did say they absolutely fucked up.
They did.
Gemini launch, and they were like, "Wait, that was a fucking we we goofed on that." But the Grok thing also, just without remember the whole hoopla when it first came out. Tim Pool was like, "Say trans men aren't men."
Oh yeah.
And they're like,
Would you say the N-word, Grok or OpenAI or ChatGPT? Question.
no, but Grok still would. It would
Oh,
say
yeah.
that
It would say the N-word even if you
No, it
didn't
wouldn't.
give it. Oh, it still wouldn't?
It wouldn't say weird trans stuff, and Tim
Oh,
Pool was
yeah.
pissed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that their whole thing
They were
was,
like, I remember the whole thing was, "Is Grok woke?"
oh, yeah, that's right. I just remember their whole thing was they would ask the computer, would you save all of humanity if it meant uttering the N-word? And it said like, no, because slurs are bad. And they were like, oh, it won't do it. It's like, but again, it's like on its face, that's incredibly stupid and childish. But I do think that it does expose flaws with certain parts of its logic. It's the trolley problem, I guess, but they're putting it in these incredibly stupid. Why not just give it the trolley problem and see what it does? By the way, what's your solution to the trolley problem? Do you pull that lever? Do you yank it? Do you slob on it?
My solution?
Yeah, what's your solution?
I build a third rail.
Can't do it. For the uninitiated, the trolley
Do you
problem
know
is
what the trolley problem is?
there's
No,
a
go
trolley.
ahead.
There's a trolley, okay, and it's full of candy, and you get to share it or you get to keep it. No, it's full of people. It's full of babies, right?
Yeah, there's one, but I don't think it's babies. I think there's one person there's 2 tracks, and you can either pull the lever and it will go on one of 2 tracks. So there's one where it's like one guy tied to the tracks, and then there's a second rail where there's like a bunch of people, and it's like, which one are you gonna head it to? Either way, you're a murderer.
Yeah, I would do it to the
And
one.
Grok's like, fuck it, I'll just say the N-word.
Yeah. I would blow up the train.
That's pretty good.
I'd blow up the train, the track, and it would derail and smash over both tracks so that everybody dies.
I like that.
That way it's fair. That way it's fair for everybody.
I like that. Everyone
Hey,
should die.
I'm gonna the last story. I'm gonna say something to you and see
Yeah,
if you
real
can
quick.
guess
We're
what I'm
running out of
saying.
time here.
Do you know what I just said?
I was picturing myself listening through the walls to my wife, and it sounded like BP's about to buy Travel Centers of America.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's me as a way. Oh, God, I should have thought of something better to fucking say. Fuck. Anyway, that was a whale sound, because one cool development about AI that I just learned about is that they're going to be using it to translate what whales are saying, and we're going to be able to
Thank
talk to
God.
the whales.
Thank God.
I want to talk to the killer whales first.
And say, we need more. We need more of you guys taking down more ships.
Man, I saw a video of a killer whale. I see a huge great white shark just kind of floating there going, doo-doo-doo. Hope there's a seal nearby. And out of nowhere, this fucking massive killer whale just 10 times, well, not 10 times, like 3 times bigger than it, and just hauling ass just takes it out. Those things are maniacs. I bet they've got accents. Like if they were able to glean from the AI translating it, I bet that they've got.
You think different whales have
British, like, hoodlum fucking don't give a fucking flying fuck, I'll fuck up any fucking great white comes near me, governor, kind of shit. They're little fuckers. Have a wank, I don't know.
It reminds me of the very famous TikTok where the guy's he's got the guitar and he's
The 007 thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I do it's interesting because it's just something an AI use case that I've never thought of before, that we can effectively use it to
I don't
translate what
believe
they're
it.
saying. I do. I fully believe it.
I don't.
I fully believe it.
I mean, I'll believe
It's
it.
in this ocean periodical, The Atlantic.
Unless they say, please stop killing us, I won't believe it.
Ooh, that's interesting. What if they didn't know that we were related to boats and they thought that boats were a creature unto itself? Please help us. This big, solid creature keeps killing us. And we're like, oh, goo.
No, well,
That's
then we
awkward.
could just go, yeah, it's the boat.
Yeah, the boats. Oh, we have problems with those too.
We hate boats too.
Man, their blood is toxic because sometimes they spill and get their blood in the ocean. You don't like that too, right? Man, we hate that. Hey, question.
That's our future. We're going to learn how to talk with animals, and we're going to lie and say all this stuff, all this machinery and stuff. We hate it too. And then in like 1,000 years, they're going to find out
It won't take
we're
them that
lying.
long.
Animals are stupid.
Animals are stupid, but not whales. Dolphins are really smart. Orcas are really smart. It would be fun because then we would learn that there's these whales have personalities and they might be big idiots. Like this sperm whale, look at them sleeping. They sleep vertically in the ocean.
You think they have British accents as well?
Oh, you. Yep.
Yeah. Do you think every animal has a British accent?
No,
Okay, good.
absolutely
Yeah,
not.
Great.
No. Man, it would be so fun to talk to animals. God, I hope they figure it out. But then also, how do we know if it's true?
I don't believe it.
Well, we know that whales can communicate with
Sure.
each other. It's well documented that they cry and they have mating calls and all that shit. So there's got to be some. It's probably like how Shoebiz works. What's it called? The hey, play the song and it tells you.
Shoebiz?
Shazam. Shazam. Probably like how that works,
I
where
get it.
there's shit in the sound wave that we can't hear, but the whales can, and it's like totally.
If we can learn to speak their language, what should we say?
The fuck is that?
That's what it says on there.
Oh, yeah, but whose voice is that?
Oh, that was Sigourney Weaver.
Mm,
Did it sound like her?
no.
Fuck.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go to the bonus now, where we got some crazy stories to tell. Some crazy shit went down.
And if you'd like to join us, that's at benandemilshow.com. benandemilshow.com.
Yeah.
We'll be there absolutely freaking out. Bye. We love you.